Brian Chesky.
Brian Chesky.
October 2008, Brian Chesky's down to his last $50, boxing homemade cereal in a San Francisco apartment to keep his startup alive. It's not just breakfast, it's the spark that ignites Airbnb, now a $100 billion game changer. In 15 minutes, we'll dive into his epic fight through rejections and crises, revealing 3 lessons from his story to fuel your own hustle. Stick around. This is your startup's playbook. It's 2007. Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, 2 design school grads in their 20s, are scraping by in San Francisco. A design conference floods the city. Hotels booked solid. They spot a gap. Why not rent out their apartment's floor space? They inflate air mattresses, whip up a quick website, and charge $80 a night for a bed and breakfast. 3 guests show up, pancakes included. It's a scrappy start, but Chesky sees a vision, a platform where anyone can host travelers, shaking up the hotel industry. By 2009, they're pitching this sharing economy idea to investors, dreaming big. But the road ahead is brutal. Rejections, regulations, and a global crisis loom. Ever had a wild idea nobody believed in? Could you push through? Let's dive into the story. Summer 2007. Chesky and Gebbia's San Francisco apartment is a mess of ambition and desperation. Rent's $1,150, their wallet's empty. The design conference brings 800 strangers to town, no rooms left. Over late-night coffee, Chesky pitches, "Let's rent our place." Gebbia, sketching on a napkin, agrees. They slap together airbedandbreakfast.com in hours, offering air mattresses and homemade pancakes for $80. 3 guests crash on their creaky floor. The $240 feels like a fortune. This could be huge, Chesky whispers, eyes on a global dream. They recruit Nathan Blakarsik, a coding wizard, to scale the idea. By 2008, they're pitching Silicon Valley's venture capitalists. The response? Cold dismissal. Strangers won't sleep in strangers' homes, one VC laughs. 40 rejections hit hard, credit cards maxed at $20,000, Chesky's eating bulk cereal, the cheap stuff that tastes like cardboard. Doubt creeps in. Are we insane? Gebbia mutters, laptop glowing in their dim apartment. October 2008, the presidential election buzzes, Obama versus McCain. Chesky, a designer at heart, sketches a Hail Mary, custom cereal boxes. Obama O's and Captain McCain, sold at $40 a pop to campaign diehards. Rake in $40,000. It's absurd, but brilliant, keeping Airbnb afloat. We were mocked, Chesky tells CNBC in 2025, but it taught us to hustle. Picture it. 3 founders boxing cereal at 2 a.m., dreaming of millions. Spring 2009, Y Combinator's Paul Graham sees their grit, invests $20,000. Sequoia Capital follows with $7.2 million. Airbnb explodes, 700,000 bookings by 2010. Chesky's design obsession shapes a sleek platform with free professional photos for hosts. Guests flock to it, bookings doubling yearly. By 2011, Airbnb's a $1 billion unicorn, live in 190 countries. But 2013 brings a gut punch. New York City slams short-term rentals with housing laws. Fines hit $2.5 million. Hosts face eviction. It was a war zone. Gebbia recalls in a 2020 podcast. Chesky dives in, meets mayors, tweaks policies, lobbies hard. Airbnb dodges the bullet, hitting a $10 billion valuation by 2014. Then, March 2020, the pandemic freezes travel, bookings plummet 80% per Bloomberg. Revenue crashes from $4.8 billion to $1.3 billion. Chesky lays off 1,900 staff, 25% of the team. Debt piles up. Weeks from bankruptcy, he admits in a 2021 Axios interview, he pivots fast, pushes long-term stays, launches online experiences, virtual cooking, yoga, hosts offer Zoom safaris. Guests love it. It's a lifeline.
Airbnb more than a home. You want to be sort of an Airbnb for the world.
Yeah.
And for services, tell us the revenue drivers here. Why is more experiences, more services going to lead to a bigger business and investable opportunity?
December 2020. Airbnb's IPO soars at $47 billion. By 2025, it's $100 billion with 7 million listings per CNBC. Chesky's a billionaire. Ever faced a crisis that big? Could you turn it around? The genius is next.
You lose 80% of your business in 8 weeks. And I knew there were questions. Is this the end of Airbnb? Will Airbnb exist?
How did Chesky pull it off? He turned desperation into relentless action. The serial stunt wasn't just survival, it was a mindset. No idea too crazy. A 2023 McKinsey report notes 60% of startups fail on execution. Airbnb's hustle was unmatched. Ever hit a wall as an entrepreneur? That's your spark. Overlooked. Chesky's design roots made Airbnb feel human, intuitive, warm, unlike Uber's sterile app. A bold truth. His all-in bet on strangers sharing homes terrified investors, but won users per 2025 X posts from Y Combinator alumni. In a 90% failure rate world, could you take that risk? Let's peel back Airbnb's disruptor myth. It didn't just break the hotel industry, it adapted. Lobbying regulators like New York's to ease bans, listening to hosts for platform tweaks like better bookings and pro photos. In 2025, with VCs cutting 20% of startup funding per Forbes, flexibility is king. Could your business bend under pressure? Airbnb's story proves it's do or die. The future's next. Stay tuned. In 2025, Airbnb's thriving, but risks linger. 10% of listings face new regulatory bans per Forbes. Economic volatility squeezes hosts' wallets. Opportunities? Chesky's 2025 eco-friendly push, like sustainable stays, could boost bookings 15% per CNBC. Global expansion eyes 1 billion guests by 2030. Here are 3 key lessons from Airbnb's story. Chesky's serial hustle shows no ideas too wild. His $40,000 gamble kept Airbnb alive. His regulatory fights prove adaptation beats defiance. Lobbying saved Airbnb in New York. The pandemic pivot shows listening wins. Host feedback fueled 2020's virtual lifeline. So comment which lesson you'll try. Can Airbnb rule forever? Let's see.
Don't focus on the mountaintop, focus on the first step.
If Airbnb's $100 billion comeback fired you up, hit like. It fuels more stories. Share with a friend chasing startup dreams. Ignite that hustle chat. Subscribe for drama-packed insights. Comment, what's your wildest business move? Let's unpack below.